So what were the things you wanted to do as a child that you had to hold on until you finally became an adult, like officially became an adult? Thing was, okay, finally I can get my driver's license. Finally, I can probably be serious about learning how to drive and go and get my driver's license. The sad truth is, I'm 30 now and I don't have my driver's license.
Well, I think I've always wanted to go into music. Yeah, I always had this love for instruments, like basically the drums, the jazz drum, instruments, music, and all of that. I still haven't ventured into it yet, but yeah, those were some of the things I wanted to focus on. But as a child, I really have much of those access to all of these things to really try out this stuff, learning about music and all, meeting new people, traveling, which I've really not gotten into fully, still tolling life and all of that. Yeah, so basically traveling and music.
Okay. So one of the things I always wanted to do before I became officially an adult was to drive. Yes. Remember I said in the first question that I'm a curious person. I always like to know how things work, I always like to know the principle behind things working. So I was always eager to learn how to drive. Then my mom had this driver that was driving our official vehicle. So I was like, one of those days that you should just, teach me how to drive. And the vehicle was a manual vehicle. So I tried it. And there's a system with manual that if it's on gear one and you start it like that, the car is going to move. So that, but then I didn't know anything. I just wanted to drive, feel myself. I'm on the wheels, controlling stuff. I started the vehicle and the car jacked. And I was like, okay, oh my God, where am I heading to? But then the car stopped. So, but now I can say I'm a good driver.
The number one that I said before is freedom, yeah. Then I think secondly, money. Because that time, anytime anybody gives you money, your parents collect it for you. But you knew that as an adult, obviously, nobody's going to collect your money from you.
So true. Okay.
I feel we should not fully bash adulthood. Like everything about adulthood is actually not what we expected it to be. Because if you think about it, there have some level of growth that you would have experienced. Because there are some situations there are some situations that would have occurred in your life when you were in secondary school. That the way you would have handled them is way different from the way you would handle them now. And that only comes with adulthood, that only comes with maturity, comes with experience. So I feel yes, adulthood was not what the hype, it was not everything we expected, but there was a level of increase of growth to an extent.
Yeah, and coming to think of it, we just started. Like
exactly.
We just started.
Exactly.
So this is like just the beginning for us. So we can't completely bash adulthood like that. We just we are just like when I told someone I'm 20, person was like, and I said when I told someone about like the series, person was like, oh that's cool, like welcome to adulthood, like you're just giving us welcoming. I think I was talking to you then, like I was complaining about spending something, like I wanted to get something, but I didn't want to spend my money on it. I'm already used to I want to get something and I'll tell my mommy or my daddy and they will consider like if they want to get it for me, they'll get it for me if they think I need it. So now I'm like, okay, I need this thing and I have money to get it, but I don't want to release the money because it would minus from the money in my hands, that kind of thing. So I was with this in this cycle of do I really, 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 really need it? Or can I hold on, like indecision? And I made a statement, I was like, adulthood. And my friend was like, you just started. You just started. You've not seen anything. So now I think we can't completely bash adulthood. So now what can you say to people who probably are in their teenage age, or let's say people who are 17, 16, and they have expectations towards adulthood? What can you say to them?
Well, if I'm to advise them, I just tell them to take things easy, that there's no rush because we still have our whole life ahead of us. So let them just take things easy. And if they have expectations, they should work towards it. Yes, we had expectations when we were children, but did we work towards bringing those expectations to reality? So if at all they have expectations, they should try to work towards it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really true. Like now, come to think of it, did we actually work towards our expectations? Like, did we plan towards, or we just had expectations?
Well, life happened, Nigeria and everything.
Like, if you have expectations, if you work towards it and plan towards it. Like do something about it. Or start now. My own is like don't wait till you're 18. If there are things that you want to do now, if you cannot like let's say like freedom, if you can't really do it probably for certain reasons beyond your control, plan towards it. But if there are some things that you can do, that you have the capacity to do now, start, no matter how little. If you are waiting for you to clock 18 before you start a business,
Hmm.
like start something now. Like just start, because then you clock 18 and you know that day, your 18th-year-old birthday, the whole adrenaline rush. I'm 18, I'm 18, I'm 18, like the adrenaline, and then the next day you're like,
Put down, like you trying to say, okay, so
eh, so nothing changed. This is still my skin color. I still walk like this. I'm still in this house. Nothing changed.
I think the way younger people should look at it is, yeah, they should have expectations, they should have goals, things they want to achieve. But then, number one, don't let your achievements, don't let your expectations be unrealistic.
Hmm.
There are some expectations that we all know are unrealistic. Some things that we thought we were going to do, but have not been. Some are unrealistic. But then there are some that you can actually attain. So those ones that you can attain, if you finally get to that age, like the adulthood age, and you don't necessarily achieve those goals that you plan to, you should not see it as a beat down. Like you should not see it as a failure or something that you will now start sulking about. You should see it as, should I say, a challenge or a sort of achievement. So you that you've at least taken the first step, that you took some steps to work towards a particular goal, and the goal did not necessarily come to fruition, you can still take comfort or take victory in the fact that you worked on something at least. I think that should be a major factor, a major thing that they should take to heart when thinking about what they want to achieve or thinking about their goals. And there is nothing wrong with not having any goals as a teenager. There is absolutely nothing wrong. As at 17 or 18 or whatever, you might not necessarily know what you want to do in life, and it's okay. Just go with the flow. Life is not. I think I said no.
I think what you're trying to say is like there is nothing wrong having everything figured out, or having a clear path, or like having a clear
Yeah.
picture of what it is you want from life,
Oh,
or what
yeah.
it is you want to do. Because we kind of like think that, oh, like when I'm at this age, I should have everything figured out. I should know my career job. I should know my career, like where I'm headed in my career. I should know the kind of car I want to drive, the kind of house where I'm going to live. Like I should have everything figured out. So I think for me, I think like setting goals really helps you stay focused. But in that moment, what can I do with the things around me? Like I don't have to, like you said, setting realistic goals. Like don't have unrealistic expectations. You are 18 and you are saying by 20 you want to drive a car that is worth over 50 million. How do you want to do it? What is your how is where's your streams of income? Where are your streams of income? Like how do you want to do it? So having realistic expectations, and I think one thing is also not beating yourself, because then we try to compare where we are with other people. So like we like but like I have 5K in my account, for example, and because I heard that my friend that is 20 years old has 100K in his account, I start being restless. Like, oh, my mate has 100K. If you did not hear that your mate has 100K, you will be comfortable with your 5K, no worries, and work towards getting another. But because you heard that your friend has 100K, you become restless and everything just bagdadash. So like just I think just appreciating where you are at that moment, appreciating your growth, and making sure like there is growth. Comparison is one terrible thing I think we'll talk about later on, but just appreciating where you are in the moment and working towards being a better person, step by step, just working towards being a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.